I brought you a midnight snack, Mr. Henry. Here, eat something, Mr. Henry. It's late.
Please, Mrs. Dill, will you stop bothering me?
There's no sense of killing yourself for a lot of relatives who show no appreciation for your kindness.
You're right. They've never appreciated anything I've done for them.
And why don't you let them shift for themselves?
Unfortunately, our finances are linked so tightly together that I have to work for them and protect them to save myself.
In the 20 years I've served you, I've never heard them say or do one kind thing for you.
That'll be all, Mrs. Dill.
There's something else, Mr. Henry.
Well?
I've had another warning.
I have no time now to listen to your foolish spirit messages.
But this one isn't foolish. The voice said that grave danger was lurking near. Very near.
I said it was nonsense. Will you leave me alone?
Be careful. I believe in the messages.
Keep your hand away from that phone. I could have you arrested, Walter, for breaking into my home like this. Don't forget, we're brothers. The police might not believe you. You could have entered by the front gate like anyone else. How did you get in here without your watchdog Patton knowing it? That's my secret. I've tried in every way possible to see you, but you're either out or won't answer the phone. What do you want? My share of the money from the estate. Sit down and we'll discuss it. I won't be here long enough to sit down. And there'll be no discussion, Henry. Now open that safe and give me what's coming to me. I don't have that amount of cash in the house. Besides, I'll have to look over our accounts. I don't really know how much you're entitled to. Close to $250,000, nothing like that. But we'll forget that for the moment. Now, I'll get the accounts together. You spend the night here as my guest. And tomorrow, Black will start to prepare a statement for you. How long will that take? Oh, about a week. Now, Walter, you don't understand big business. I've tried to explain that to you and to Sarah and to Morgan. All the money is invested. You simply can't get that amount of cash together at a moment's notice. I've listened to your talk on big business long enough. Granted, it takes you and that tricky lawyer of yours a week to get things in order. All right. I'll be back in a week. And I want my share, cash on the line. No more stalls, understand? That's the way you want it. But you're making a mistake. Now, if you let your money ride a little longer, I'll make more profit. I've heard that before, too. I want a settlement or else... Very well. But you're acting foolishly, Walter. You might just as well be my guest. I decline the polite hospitality, Henry. I'll be watching every move you make. And I advise against any tricks. Oh. And another thing. Don't tell anyone I was here. Remember, I can get in here anytime I want to. settle with him, I'll...
I'm sorry to have disturbed you, sir, but I thought I heard someone talking.
You did, Patton. My brother Walter was just here.
Mr. Walter? Was he here?
He was.
Did he make the usual demands?
Yes, and this time I'll have to do something.
Have you any ideas, sir?
Not yet. But he threatened me, Patton. He means to kill me.
Like that. They're calling your report. Right.
Come in. Don't signs mean anything to you?
Sure. Howdy, Bob. Oh, I know I'm welcome.
That personal mail is under that first flat of the folder.
Thanks.
You know, I think you would.
Oh, now, you know, the nosy reporters make the most money. That is, most of them.
There's more going on over the city police headquarters.
Run-of-the-mill stuff, Bob. Man down, man up, code 3, loud radio, illegal parking on Adams and Spruce. Now, you know I can't print that.
Yeah, I know things are getting bad. Pretty soon you newspaper fellas are going to have to go out and commit a crime or two of your own just so you'll have something to write about.
Yeah. Get a load of this.
Sedan driven by Henry Calvert left highway a quarter of a mile above the bottom of Saunders grade. Car is burning furiously. Body of man and car thought to be that of Henry Calvert.
See? What'd I tell you? And what of it? The old man lived long enough. Had plenty of money to enjoy himself while he was here. Now, is that startling news?
Want to go along and have a look?
Might as well. I'll go for the ride.
Okay, we'll go in just a minute.
Hey, wait a minute. How come you're so interested in a routine checkup of a car accident?
Just at the moment, that's my personal business.
And what about that letter you got out of your personal file?
Opportunity knocks only once.
Oh, come on, Bob. Give a pal a break, will you? I gotta get something to bring to the board.
You're doing well over 50 miles an hour, Mr. Stewart.
Probably went out of control.
Is there enough there for identification?
Yeah, these cards and this license all point to Henry Calvert.
Hey, what's cooking, Bob?
I don't know yet, Duke. This accident doesn't look right to me.
Suicide?
Well, it could have been, but I'm wondering what that piece of rope had to do with it. The hand throttle's pulled all the way out.
Well, it does look funny, but old man Calvert wasn't the kind of a guy to bump himself off. He had too much to live for.
I thought of that, too. There are a lot easier ways to take your own life. Hey, officer, when the wreckers take that car in, don't let them touch a thing, especially that piece of rope.
Yes, sir.
Open the gate.
Yes, Mr. Black. And please be sure that the electric eye closes the gates after you have
Relax.
Patton? You'll take your orders from me from now on, Patton.
That is, if I think your orders are necessary.
Oh, Mr. Black, I'm so glad you arrived.
How do you do, Mrs. Steele? Now, there's nothing to get excited about. Just be calm.
Oh, I know it. If he'd only listened to me, the voice gave me the warning.
I'm not interested in your fool messages, Mrs. Steele.
That's what he said. If he'd only been careful. Evil forces plotted his death, I know it.
She's been saying that for years.
You're both glad that he's dead. Do you hear me? Glad!
That'll be enough, Mrs. Steele. I've notified his brothers, Walter and Morgan, to come here at once. Also his sister, Sarah.
I'll get things ready. I suppose they'll want to stay here 3 or 4 days for the reading of the will.
Yes. Now you two leave me. I have work to do.
Notified the others to come for a reading of the will.
Good. We'll be waiting for them.
Any further instructions?
Not for the present.
What do we do now? Walk the rest of the way? The poor relatives. They won't let in the front way.
Yes?
Bob Stewart, State Bureau of Investigation.
Sorry, Mr. Stewart. I have no authorization to let you in.
You haven't any authority to keep me out either. Come on, open up.
Very well, sir.
And be quick about it, too. Go ahead and drive in. I'll close the gate. That guy wasn't going to let us in? Hey. Whoa. What kind of a place is this? I'm going to get one of those electric night gags to keep you out of my office. Now what? There's that poor relation again. Wait. What are you carrying that thing, Rock? What have you got to say for yourself?
Give me my bag.
You permit to carry this gun?
What business is it of yours?
My name is Bob Stewart, State Bureau of Investigation.
And my name is Ruth Allen, and now if you'll give me back my bag, I'll continue with my affairs.
Why didn't you come in the front gate like everyone else?
Well, the telephone wouldn't work.
What's your business here?
I don't have to answer that.
You know anyone on this estate?
Why don't you take me up to the house and find out?
It's a very good idea. My car's right over here. I've never seen this young lady, but I do know there is such a person as Ruth Allen. She's mentioned in Mr. Calvert's will. Papers in her purse seem to indicate she's Miss Allen.
Well, are you satisfied, Mr. Stewart?
Almost. Except for a gun. Yeah, only she uses it like a blackjack. Miss Allen, I believe that your father was once a business associate of Mr. Henry.
Yes, he was. That's why I intend to be here when the will is read.
Well, unfortunately, you'll have to wait till I make a trip to the city. About a week ago, Mr. Henry Calvert ordered me to bring the will here for changes. And he insisted on keeping both copies in that safe. Both copies are missing? That's right. As well as some valuable bonds and a small amount of cash and some jewels. I'm in hopes of finding one of the copies of the will in the safe deposit box.
Captain Calvert, open up this confounded prison.
Yes, sir. Before I stick my neck out.
But if you're related to these people and you got a wire, I don't see why
Look, Rita, after you've seen your new in-laws, you'll understand why it's smart to go in this way.
And you left New York before you received Mr. Black's wire advising you of your brother's accident? Of course he did. I sent the death telegram only an hour ago.
I knew you'd be back to get what you could.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Dill. How are you?
You know you don't care how I am. You've been mean and hateful all your life. Who's this woman?
That's my wife. Rita, Mrs. Dill, my dear Uncle Henry's housekeeper.
So you thought you could afford a wife now that he's gone and probably left you something in the will. Goodness knows why he should.
Look here, Mrs. Dill, I don't know what you're talking about, but you can keep a civil tongue in your head. Uncle Walter wired me he's having a showdown with Uncle Henry, and I figured I'd better get over here.
Yes, and maybe Mr. Walter killed him, too.
Have the spirits been talking to you again?
Don't act like you didn't know it. Mr. Henry has passed on. You'll be glad of that.
I'll get back in the city as soon as possible. In the meantime, I'll have rooms assigned to you. I suppose you'll want to stay, Mr. Stewart?
Yes, I will. You can count me in. I'll take the padded cell.
Quiet, Duke.
Yes, sir?
I'm leaving for the city, Patton. You and Mrs. Dill assign rooms to our guests.
At once, Mr. Black.
Black has ordered me to assign rooms for the guests.
Very well. Instruct Mrs. Dill to give my dear brother Morgan the master bedroom.
Yes, sir.
Follow me, please.
I think it would be fitting if Mr. Morgan had the master's room. I am sure that Mr. Henry would have wanted it that way.
Go up and get us a room, will you, Duke? I have some work to do. Okay. Well, I think I'll wait for you. Go on. Oh, I don't like this place. People around it. Operator, get me State Police Headquarters. Hello, this is Stewart. Put out a general broadcast. Pick up a man by the name of Walter Calvert. Between 53 and 55 years old. Weight about 190. Gray hair. Hold for suspicion of murder. That's right. You can reach me at the Calvert place. Bye. Thought you'd gone up to your room, Miss Allen.
Why did you send that message?
I'm asking the questions, not answering them.
You're making a mistake. Walter Calvert didn't kill Henry.
Just what is your connection with the Calverts?
I won't answer that. But I'll tell you this much. I'll do anything I can to keep you from blaming Henry's death on Walter.
Mr. Bennett, I didn't recognize you.
What's going on here?
This is Mr. Kurt Bennett, Mr. Henry's nephew, and Mr. Stewart of the State Bureau of Investigation.
This is my wife, Rita. How do you do? You're here to attend the reading of the will, Mr. Bennett?
No, as a matter of fact, I didn't know Uncle Henry was dead. We're just visiting.
I see. The phone at the gate was out of order, is that it?
Huh? Yeah, that's it.
Now, look here, Kurt. I don't know what this is all about, but I'm not going to get into trouble. Tell the truth.
Keep your mouth shut.
I will not. He got a wire from his Uncle Walter asking him to come here for a showdown with Henry Calvert.
She's right, Mr. Stewart. We aren't looking for trouble.
You two go up to the house.
Is it all right if we go back to our car to get our bags?
Yes, but don't go away.
Where did that come from? Oh, no.
She threatened my life.
What about that, Miss Ellen?
Oh, she's exaggerating. She tried to make me tell her where Walter went after he left here. I don't know what she's talking about. Walter Calvert was here. Someone saw him. He sent the telegrams from the village. Take me out of here before she kills me.
Calm yourself, Mrs. Steele. Calm.
You know, Miss Allen, if you don't stop interfering, I'm going to have to lock you up.
Something tells me she don't like you.
Yeah, something tells me she knows a lot more than she pretends.
All right, come on, Bob. What gives? Do you suppose that Walter guy is hiding here and he did fix up Henry in that accident?
Could be.
Could be, he says. How about that letter you took out of your files? Could that have anything to do with it?
Yes, Patton?
Mrs. Sarah Caldwell has arrived.
Sarah, that's Henry's sister.
This is Mr. Stewart of the State Board of Investigation.
How do you do, Mrs. Caldwell?
I knew the police would get mixed up in our affairs sooner or later.
Why do you say that?
You don't know this family very well, do you, Mr. Stewart? I'd like to talk to Mr. Black.
He's gone to the city.
Who is this person?
Duke Ellis of the press.
Yes, ma'am, and I'd like to have an interview.
I dislike newspapers and the men who print them.
When did you learn of Henry's death, Mrs. Caldwell?
I can read the papers. So you came back too to gloat over his death. Unfortunately, I'm not a liar. Henry's death leaves me unmoved. Perhaps the rest of us can get what is ours now. This way.
For Pete's sake, Bob, break down. Well, what's this all about?
I'm still piecing it together myself, but we'll know more when Black gets back from town.
Why did I ever get into this?
You wanted a good story? This might be it. A nice murder mystery.
Hey, do you think that Walter did murder Henry or something like that?
I found no copies of the will in any of the safety deposit vaults. Furthermore, the bank account has been drained, and all negotiable securities have vanished.
Vanished? Why, that's ridiculous.
The withdrawals were made by Henry Calvert himself 2 days before his death.
There are but two conclusions. One, that Henry Calvert hid his fortune before he died, or that Walter Calvert got it.
You have no right to say that.
Miss Allen, I'm not dealing in personalities. Please sit down. 5 days before Henry Calvert met his death, I received this letter in his own handwriting. In it, he says that his life has been threatened. He requested that in the event of his death, we investigate to make sure he died of natural causes. I have every reason to believe that he did not die of natural causes.
We may as well admit it. Any one of us here hated him enough to have caused his death. And this representative of the law should be told all the unpleasant facts about this family.
All right, Sarah, you do the talking.
And don't think she can.
All right?
That note must be found by Morgan tonight.
It will be. Did you lose something, Mr. Ellis?
No, thanks. Oh, yes. My good sense, or I wouldn't be in this nut house. Oh.
We'll make a thorough search of the house for the missing will.
And the money, if you don't mind.
There isn't much we can do except wait for Walter.
I have an idea that will be a very long wait. Don't you think so, Mr. Stewart?
See that everybody's comfortable, Patton.
Yes, sir.
Bob, I wouldn't ask that butler to make anybody comfortable. I tell you, the guy's guilty.
Guilty of what?
I don't know. He just looks guilty, that's all.
You need some sleep. Come on.
Sleep in this place? Are you kidding?
Go to the tomb at midnight if you want to find the money.
What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same question.
You're not going to ruin my chances of getting what's coming to me now.
Up that gun.
I wish you'd stop meddling in my affairs, Mr. Stewart. I'm perfectly capable of taking care of myself.
So I see.
Yes, sir, at once.
staying down here all night when you have a comfortable bed upstairs? Come on, what's the matter? Don't you know me?
Morgan Calvert.
No, Duke.
No, Morgan Calvert's still in there.
Hey, don't touch it. Why not?
Fingerprints.
Keep back, this is full of gas. I wish somebody would let me know what's going on.
We followed Morgan Calvert into the... Then we were gassed.
Are you sure?
Sure as I can be.
What about Morgan?
He's still in there. I was too late. He's dead.
From the gas?
No, it wasn't poisonous. None of us would be alive.
Who killed him?
I'm not sure yet, but I found this...
How do you feel?
Weak. I've got an awful headache.
Have you any idea how we got out of that vault?
No.
Oh, now, wait a minute. You mean you passed out in there and came to out here?
That's right.
Oh, there's got to be something wrong somewhere.
Well, very smart. Maybe you can tell me what it is. Why were you following Morgan Calvert?
Well, I heard him leave his room and sneak down the hall, and then I followed him to see where he was going.
Why the sudden interest in his affairs?
Well, I can't tell you that.
You mean you won't?
Very well, then I won't.
Time is coming, Miss Allen, when you'll either tell what you know or go to jail. Mr. Calvert was killed in that vault. Perhaps when you were in there with him.
It's very fortunate, isn't it, that I have someone to share the guilt. Don't forget, Mr. Stewart, that you were in there, too. Now I don't feel like talking anymore tonight.
Well, don't leave the estate without my permission.
Don't worry, I won't. Not because of your threat, but because I intend to find out what's become of the Calvert fortune.
Looks to me like somebody was set back on his heels.
You stay right here and don't let anyone go into that vault. I'm going to check on the others.
Stay here alone?
Well, I can't believe you're afraid, Duke.
You can't. It's funny, I'm convinced.
Smith, bring the fingerprint outfit. Notify the coroner. Tell him how to make it snappy. Goodbye. Do you mind telling me where you're going at this time of night?
Making my rounds as I do every night.
Where have you been for the past hour?
In the basement of my workshop.
Can you prove that?
I can vouch for him.
Go ahead.
The idiot's been pounding something down here for the past hour. I had to dress and come down to shut him up.
Have either of you seen Morgan Calvert tonight?
Not since our meeting. Why? Has anything happened?
Can you hear anything interesting, dearie?
Where have you been for the past hour?
Where would a woman of my years and obvious respectability be at such a time?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Young man, your question flatters me, even though it's not meant to. Otherwise, it's entirely senseless. Good night.
Good night.
You didn't answer my question about Walter Calvert.
I know it. This is Stewart. You mind opening up for a moment? Just wanted to see if you were both all right. Have you seen or heard anything out of the ordinary?
No, I always sleep well. Clear conscience, you know.
Sorry to have bothered you. Just checking.
I see. Where were we at the time of the crime, huh? What's happened now?
I'm collecting information, not giving it out.
So I noticed. But not much luck, huh? So long.
Oh, no. Oh, Bob.
Everything all right?
No, I guess so. I thought I saw the door of the vault open. Maybe I'm just seeing things. You know, it's kind of spooky around here.
Get down the gate and let the boys in when they get here, will you?
Okay. What are you going to do with the bottle?
Well, I'm going to get a sample of that gas.
Oh, now, wait. How are you going to get gas in that bottle?
Look, the bottle is full of water. I take it into the vault. I empty the water out. As I do that, a sample of the gas goes in. I seal it. There you are. Now get going.
Science is certainly wonderful.
I can't find any fingerprints. Somebody's wiped it off clean. Try the other side. Maybe you did see that door open. Are you sure you're awake?
I couldn't sleep if I wanted to, and I didn't want to.
Yes, Jones?
The doctor reports that Morgan Calvert died of strangulation. There were definite marks and bruises on his throat.
Has the gas been analyzed?
Yes, it's carbon dioxide.
Check all sales on CO2 cylinders around here in the past month.
Yes, sir.
Smith, look the place over carefully. See if there's any other way in or out of this place. I'm going up the house and talk to the relatives. Where's Miss Allen?
Upstairs, I guess. She was told to be here.
If you ask me, you ought to keep an eye on that girl.
I didn't ask you. It isn't a bad idea. Take that ring, Miss Allen.
I haven't got it.
And how do you know what ring I'm talking about? All right, give. Let's have it. The initials are WFC, aren't they? Is Walter Calvert's middle initial F?
How should I know?
Just a minute. You know more than you're telling. Have you seen or communicated with Walter Calvert since you've been here?
Certainly not.
Don't you think everything indicates Walter Calvert killed both his brothers?
No, he'd never do a thing like that.
What makes you so sure?
I don't know, I just am, that's all.
Just what is your connection with Walter Calvert?
My father loaned him money to finance his mine after Henry Calvert had refused to.
And you haven't seen or heard of him since?
No. I wish I had. Furthermore, why don't you find out? It's your job.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'd appreciate a little cooperation. You know, we have 2 counts on you already. First, illegal possession of firearms. Now, illegal entry and suppressing evidence. Oh, I got a lot to lock you up on.
Why don't you? You're always threatening to.
I don't know. Sometimes I wonder. Oh, come on. We're keeping them waiting downstairs. Let's go. So the medical officer's report and my own observations indicate that Morgan Calvert was murdered. Perhaps Henry Calvert was, too. I expect a report on that later. Meanwhile, I'm asking that none of you leave. I'm asking you'll note. Hope I won't be forced to make it an order.
But I have some very important business to take care of.
I'll make an exception in your case. You'll have to find Henry Calvert's will, too.
You needn't order me to remain. I mean to get what's left of the money.
After I've got mine.
Of course. You and your dear wife. That reminds me, I haven't congratulated you yet. I don't know which of you to give my sympathy.
First time I knew you had any despair, Aunt Sarah.
Save your family quarrels until later. Have any of you seen or heard from Walter Calvert since you arrived? Has anyone any reason to believe that Walter Calvert
Ward is here?
Somebody killed Henry and Morgan. Walter wired us to come here for a showdown. Doesn't that prove he did it? No, it doesn't. Then who did? None of us have seen Walter for 20 years. He went away to Mexico and left us to fight our own battles, and his too. That's not true. It seems to me Miss Allen knows more about Walter than any of us.
Yes, I've already discovered that. If any of you receive a mysterious unsigned letter, bring it to me at once. That's all.
Hello?
That girl in the library.
Well, you mean Miss Allen? What about her?
She's dangerous. You must get rid of her.
Why?
Because she's not with Allen. Now do as I say tonight.
Moves around, we'll nab him. Good. You cover the inside, Smith, and keep an eye on that patent. I'll be up in my room. Oh, you're going to see a lot of me. Well, that's too bad. Why? Oh, this case is hot news. My boss told me to stay with it till it's finished, or I am. Now, I can depend on you, Bob. Good night, Smith. You'll help me, won't you? Good night, Mr. Stewart.
Good night, Mr. Ellis.
Oh, that man. What's new? Any more murders since I saw you? No, but there's liable to be one if you don't keep it on my hair. Okay, if you don't want my expert assistance. What's that? Come on, give. All right, but it's off the record until I tell you different. Go to the tomb at midnight if you want to find the money. Did you just get this? No, it's found on Morgan Calvert's body this morning. Mrs. Dill?
Getting these.
Was not. She was spying on me.
If I was, what have you to hide, Sarah? You won't answer that, will you? I'll tell Mr. Stewart. She's scheming with her other brothers against Mr. Henry.
That's a lie. Get over here.
Just a moment. This won't get us any place.
No, thank you. I'm all right now.
Oh, brother. Can I use that? Hey! This might be poison. Oh, is there a doctor in the house? Help! Miss Allen. Anyone seen Miss Allen? You have a set of pass keys? Follow me. Come along, Mrs. Dill. You too. She's gone. Looks like she was just resting and really gone to bed.
Maybe Miss Allen just went for a walk. There's nothing to get worried about.
Well, I'm sure she never left by the front stairs. I'm not sure I even heard her scream. We'll make a quick check of the house and the grounds.
May I return to my work now, Mr. Stewart?
Yeah. Stop playing hide and seek in other people's closets. Will you two please go to your room till I send for you?
Say, what is this? Are we under suspicion?
No, Mrs. Bennett. Just a precautionary measure.
Do you think, no use in asking you.
Where's Duke? What's the matter with you?
Oh, I'm a sick man. I thought I was poisoned. I took some of this medicine and now, brother, I'm dying. Oh.
Well, from the looks of this, you're just trying to put a coat on your tongue. You're not poison. Come on, help us find Miss Allen.
Isn't she in a room?
You are sick. We'll organize your men, Sergeant. Start with the first floor. First floor. She's between the pages of the books in the library. There's only one conclusion. She isn't in the house. Have you checked on Patton, Sergeant? The last time I saw him, he was in that basement workshop of his. See if he's still down there, Duke. You and I'll take the grounds. Leave it to me.
Say, maybe I ought to have some company.
Come right in. You're just in time.
Time? In time for what?
To help me test the edge of this knife.
Oh, I gotta see it, man.
Mrs. Dill always insists that her kitchen knives be as sharp as a razor.
Yeah.
Now, let me have one of your hairs. Now, hold it out like this.
Like this?
Yes, just like that. Now, hold still, or I'm liable to cut your little finger.
Yeah, clear up to my shoulder.
Oh, now you've dropped the hair. Well, I'll try another.
No, wait, here. There. The sword and tape. Pick what you want.
Now, hold it up. You see? All the wood. Yeah, I'm pretty good with a knife. Here, hold it up like this. And I can cut that with my eyes closed.
Oh, not tonight. You better get upstairs. Miss Allen's gone again, and Bob Stewart wants to see you.
This is very distressing. At once. Oh, after you, Mrs.
Oh, no, you're too kind. After you, Mr. Patton.
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't hear any screams. The noise of the grinding wheel must have drowned them out.
That's what he was doing when I found him.
No luck. She's gone. Well, we've looked everywhere but the barn.
Well, she'd hardly be there, sir. It's surrounded by dense undergrowth, and it's not part of this estate.
Well, she may have been taken there. No sense in all of us going. You might look around, see if you can find anything.
We will not do away with the girl yet.
But you said she is dangerous.
She is, but I have another plan. And it will accomplish two purposes. Now listen carefully.
Spread out and work quietly. I want to get into that place without anyone knowing it.
Don't worry, I'll be as quiet. The mouse.
Miss Allen, I'm here to help you.
Help? Where am I?
Now, you must get away from this place at once.
Miss Allen.
It wouldn't be well if they found you now. Besides, I have some important news.
Miss Allen! Sergeant Smith, look in that old harness room.
Hey, Bob, nothing in here. No place or anywhere, Mr. Stewart.
You must go to Mexico at once. There you can contact Mr. Walter.
How do you know this, Patton?
I'm trying to fulfill a debt that I've owed Mr. Walter for years. He was my friend. I'm risking my own safety to help you. And there are many things that I can't explain. But if you leave here quickly, you can contact and save Mr. Walter and yourself.
Well, how do I get out of here without being seen?
I'll guide you. Now, if you see Mr. Walter in Mexico, that will serve your purpose, won't it?
There are many things I can't tell you, Patton. So we'll have to have a mutual trust between us.
Very well, miss. I will see you to your car outside the gate. Oh, you'll need some money. Here.
Thank you, Patton.
Isn't in there? Must have left the estate. Jones, phone headquarters. Have them put out an all-point bulletin to pick up Ruth Allen. Mark an emergency.
Yes, sir.
The girl calling herself Ruth Allen has left for Mexico as you wanted it.
Good. I'll send this telegram to Burke in Mexico.
All right, I'm ready.
Ruth Allen en route there. Calvert. But Burke, why didn't the old man use her right name? If that's the name she's traveling under, that's the name we'll use to find her. Well, I don't like it. What do you suppose she's snooping around here for? She's dynamite to our plan. But if we're smart, and we've got to be smart, we'll see her before she sees us.
But, señorita, to go out to the Carolina this town will be like 12 money to the state. The fiesta, much business here in town.
But I'll pay you well. It's urgent.
How much?
Double the amount you could make if you stayed in town. All right, 3 times as much.
No, señorita, I cannot do it.
All right, then I'll pay you anything you want.
I'm sorry, señorita. I must go.
Buenos dias, señorita. You know, this fiesta business kind of cramping our style. No, I think it'll help us. We'll get into costume for the ball tonight. She can't spot us then. The elevator's to your right.
Thank you.
Oh, Miss Allen, would you like to attend the masquerade ball tonight? I think I could arrange costume for you.
Well, thank you, but I have some very important business to tend to. On second thought, I think I will take that costume.
I'll send it up to your room, señorita.
Thank you.
He could have been a little more definite with his plans. Oh, I figure he thought we'd know what to do.
Nice detecting, old sleuth, running down a copy of that wire.
Doesn't look so good, Duke. You notice this says girl calling herself Ruth Allen.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Remind me to ask her who she really is when we get to Mexico.
Think she'll tell me the truth? You know, I have a hunch this wire was used as bait. Come on, step on it. We only have 10 minutes to make the airport. Spotted the little second girl yet?
wait in the booth for our friend. Stay here and keep your eyes open. Now, shut up. We're in this thing now and you're going through it. Mika's in the booth. Stick around to be ready for trouble. Will the senorita do me the honor of this dance?
Why, yes.
So much beauty in all my life. Brother, am I going to enjoy this assignment?
Listen, Casanova, if you must pop your eyes, I'll see if you can spot Ruth Allen.
Oh, it'll be a pleasure looking over these gals. I have been engaged in the mining business. We make plenty of money.
Really? I had some friends in the same business, in this vicinity.
Yes? Perhaps I know them.
Quiero a mi esposo y váyase de aquí antes que le llame.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I get it. How am I going to tell who's married and who isn't?
That's easy, Duke. When they slap you in the face, they're married.
Thanks.
Hey, the girl looks like she might be Ruth Allen.
I'm glad to be of service to Senorita. The man for whom you seek is in there. Please enter, Senorita. There is nothing to be afraid of. Senorita, this is Senor Walter Calvert. Won't you be seated, Miss Allen?
How did you know my name?
We know all about you, Miss Allen. She's taken a long trip just to talk to you, Mr. Calvert.
Yes? What can I do for you?
Well, really, I don't want to bother you. Perhaps some other time.
Oh, it's no trouble at all, Senorita.
I suppose it wouldn't be to you, Burke. Not to you either, whoever you are. Now, where is Walter Calvert?
Just what is your game? And why are you using a phony name?
You ought to know, Burke.
Stand still.
Burke, I'm getting out of this. I'm through.
You killed him.
I didn't touch him. I don't even know the man.
He killed Rick.
Identification, please. I thought perhaps it was you, Mr. Stewart. I'm Captain Rodriguez. Your request for assistance was turned over to me.
Very glad to meet you, Captain. Though I expected it'd be under different circumstances.
I have been watching Miss Allen as you asked, but she seems to have gone.
She was in here. We saw her with several men.
That's right. We heard her scream. But when we come in here, we found that.
Oh, this is Duke Ellis of the press, Captain.
How do you do?
Speak freely in front of him. I censor all his copy.
An excellent arrangement. Now we must find out what has happened to Miss Allen. These men are not the murderers. One of them is an American officer. Sigan bailando. Empiecen la música. Vamos, vamos. Retírese. Capitán Rodríguez, la muchacha y dos hombres se acaban de ir en un auto. Uno de ellos es de la mina de Calvert. Two men have just left in a car with a girl. Will you join the search?
Yes, let's go.
Quédese aquí hasta que venga el juez. Vamos.
Okay, Jose. And when we have a little time, there are a few questions I'd like to ask you about Walter Calvert.
Sí, certainly. ¿Has visto a alguien?
A nadie, capitán.
Entonces síguenos.
Muy bien.
He's Pancho, my assistant. A very good man.
Place.
Oh, don't let that fool you. What's to stop anybody from locking it like that and then going back through the window? That. Well, it was a good idea. Lock it and then go into... Oh, don't leave me.
¿Descubriste algo? No, nada.
Any other ideas?
No, but... Oh, I smell gasoline.
This is probably their oil shed, so what?
I don't care. Every time I smell gasoline, it means trouble.
Don't mind him, Captain. Thinks he's gifted with second sight, but he's always just a few seconds late.
Okay, but you wait and see.
Those men might return here. I suggest I leave Pancho to hide somewhere nearby and keep watch.
Good idea. Then we can go someplace and have that talk I spoke about.
Nice fellow.
Da la vuelta por aquel camino y escóndete. Está alerta a ver qué pasa.
Sí, capitán. He'll have to go at least 2 miles or they'll hear him.
He knows what he's doing.
Now we can go somewhere and have the little conference you wanted. I'm sure that Walter Calvert left here on the date you mentioned. Also, I am positive that nobody has seen him return.
And you've never seen Miss Allen before?
No, but I am not very well acquainted here. I was sent in from another district.
I'm anxious to know her connection with Calvert.
Perhaps we will, when we find her.
She sent that telegram to cover up her getaway.
Knowing we find it and follow her. He's a good newspaper man, though.
Don't worry. If you listen to my advice, we'd have solved this case twice.
He has all the wrong people in jail, the right ones still at large.
Okay, have it your way. I get paid by the week. The longer, the better. That's your man, Pancho. But don't ask me how I know.
I can imagine.
They have returned to the mine, 4 men and the girl.
Too bad they were not earlier. It'll be daylight before we can get there.
All right, let's wait until tonight. Here we go again.
advantage with the young lady in there.
Yes, we are, Captain.
Why don't you go out and give yourself up? They'd be glad to get you, killing rigs.
Maybe if we let the girl go, they let us go.
Why don't you go out and tell them that? Oh, you've got nothing to lose.
See what he wants. You better circle around the shack and make sure that it's not a trap.
Come on, Dick. Oh, no. I'll stay right here, this nice safe rock.
The shooting's all over.
It's all over. Yeah, I wait till I get a good aim at it. Get me out in the clear.
If we turn the girl over to you, will you let us go?
There is a more serious matter to consider. The murder of Riggs.
Keep your eyes on Meeker. He's liable to cross us out. You and I are due for a long talk.
You mean I'm under arrest?
I'm sorry, senorita, but I must hold you.
What about that fellow who got away in the car?
Yeah, we'll go after him. Will you guard this murderer for me?
I ain't no murderer.
Yes, he is. He killed Riggs. I saw him.
All right, stand over there. Give me that rope. And you stay put like Bob said, or I'll tie you up too.
Gee, aren't you ferocious? Still like to play cowboys and Indians, don't you?
amigo.
So is yours, Jose.
Well, looks like we have to carry him back to the car.
In there.
Never mind that for a moment. Do you mind if I look through these desks?
Of course not. We must clear up this business of Walter Calvert, now that we have the murderer of Reese.